Are you feeling stuck or unfulfilled in your life? Like you are not quite riding the wave of your life? Maybe you remember a time when you did feel better, but now it's hard to get back to that place.
Well, lately I've been implementing a few habits that make me feel incredible. I want to share them with you in this video.
It's just a few simple habits that don't take up much time but made a big difference in how I feel. Ciao zämä, my name is René, a Swiss in LA, and I'm excited to tell you more about the 5 things I have been doing. So if you're feeling stuck and unhappy, keep watching. Feel free to experiment and see if they also work for you.
Habit number 1 that makes a huge difference in how I feel on a particular day is starting my day early.
Starting the day early allows me to have more control over my day and gives me more time to plan and accomplish things, which increases my sense of achievement and purpose, which in turn has a positive impact on mood and motivation. Let me ask my good friend and badass health coach, Paul, how he does it. I know that he gets up super early every single day.
All right, what's up and good morning. So what time do I get up? I get up at 4:30 and it's non-negotiable. I'll get up, make my coffee, I'll make a cup of bone stock and save that in my thermos for a little bit later. And then I'll head straight to the gym. I'll lift some freaking heavy weights. I'll get a little bit of conditioning in. I'll come out of there sweating and jacked, feeling like a freaking man. I'll come home and then I'll do a walk like I'm doing right now. On this walk, I'll walk my dog. I have some own mind time. I can think about what's important to me. I can prioritize my day. It's one of the few times of the day that I allow myself to do that, because once the day starts, once the work day starts, it's like game on and you're ruled by your schedule.
What's the why? What's your personal benefit of getting up at 4:30?
Getting those things done before the sun comes up, before anyone else is awake or most people are awake, it just makes you feel really accomplished. I can at least say I have some big wins, and no matter how the day goes, it's all good, right? So in most cases, like every day is just freaking amazing.
Did you always get up so early?
You know, I wasn't always like this. When I was in my teens and early 20s, I would sleep in as much as possible. And if I didn't have something the next day, I'd sleep in. I'd sleep in on the weekends. I'd pull all-nighters, you know. But at some point, I probably listened to some crazy guy talk about the benefits of getting up early, like I'm doing right now. And that planted a seed. And once I started thinking about it, I just couldn't get rid of it, you know.
Do you have any tips for someone who wants to get up early but struggles to do so?
I think a first step is just acknowledging it's important to you. Figuring out what are the things that you want to do. You don't have to do the things that I do in the morning, but what are the things that you want to do in the morning to feel accomplished, you know? Wait, check it out. There's the sunrise. We just caught it together. Isn't that beautiful? But anyway, figuring out, you know, what time you want to get up to do the things that you want to do. And then once you figure that time out, you don't have to go straight for the time. You can make some small incremental changes to move in that direction, right? So let's say that right now you get up at 6, but you eventually want to get up at 4:30. Starting out, you probably just want to wake up at 5:30. Now to do that, the first step would be just to go to bed earlier the night before. You want to get up earlier. And then once you're up earlier, then it's easier to go to bed earlier because you're up longer during the day. So you're going to have, more time that you're awake, which is going to contribute to you getting tired earlier. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right,
go get that early win. However, at first, I had to use some hacks to force me getting up early. Place your alarm clock or phone across the room from your bed so that you have to get up to turn it off. I know, it sounds harsh, but no one said life was going to be easy.
Habit number 2 that helps me feel incredible is taking care of my appearance.
There's something to be said about dressing in a way and presenting yourself to the world in a more dignified way. By showering and taking care of yourself, getting a fresh haircut, by wearing nice clothes, you'll go about the world in a more confident way. You're sending out a message to yourself that you're worth the effort. It's a small but powerful reminder that you matter and that you deserve to feel good. It can also boost your confidence and self-esteem, making you feel more in control and ready to tackle the adventures of your current situation.
Positive self-talk, negative self-talk, these are real things. And positive self-sight or negative self-sight are also real things. We see ourselves every day. It may be in the mirror as you're getting ready to leave the house. It may be on a Zoom call. It may be on social media profiles or family photos, whatever it may be. And what you see about yourself reinforces or changes or threatens the beliefs that you have about yourself. If all you see is a loser in the mirror, you're going to believe that you're a loser. But if you see somebody who's capable of change, if you see somebody who's capable of developing themselves, somebody who's capable of greatness, you're going to start to believe that about yourself.
What are some simple and practical ways that especially men can improve their appearance?
Okay, one of the simplest ways that you can improve your appearance is don't make the mistake of thinking that you have to dress up more in order to improve the way that you feel about how you look or just improve your appearance altogether. You don't. You don't have to get more formal. We don't live in a formal world anymore. This isn't the 20th century where suit and tie are king. What you need to do is just do a better job at the same level that your style currently is. So if you're a jeans and t-shirts kind of guy, make sure that they fit. Get rid of a ton of different logos that basically say my identity is rooted in the consumption of this product. Focus on higher quality versions of the clothing and stick with simple colors. Things that are like black and white and navy, brown, gray, things like that. And if you keep it simple, good fit, good quality, simple, then what happens is you still are appropriate for the environment in which you find yourself. You're not overdressed or overly attention seeking or anything else, but you do look more like you have self-respect, like you have mastery, dignity, authority, credibility, these other things that most of us want as men. So really easy changes to start off with.
Can you give me an example of one of your clients who has experienced a positive change?
I've had a lot of clients over the last few years who have experienced some good positive changes in their mental well-being, especially when you find the synergy of improving your fitness while improving your style and your aesthetics. But I think one of my favorite ones was I had a client who has 3 young kids. And like most men, he could not care less about what he wore as soon as he got home from work. It was just to the grungiest, most comfortable, whatever stuff that he could find. And as we worked through the process together, we started to improve his off the clock or his at home style. And as we were talking about this, he told me in tears, he said, my relationship with my kids has changed. And so it created a tighter and a better dynamic with his children. And he attributed so much of that to the fact that they saw a different version of their dad than what they used to before.
How can men who may not have the resources to invest in expensive clothing maintain a good appearance?
If you focus on keeping things simple, you can get great style by shopping at Target or at Old Navy or at other of these kind of like lower end places. And you don't have to invest a ton of money. Now, yes, if you can invest more money, you will get more variety or higher quality products or things that do the job better. But you can spend a couple $100s and build an entire wardrobe that's going to look better than what a lot of guys will spend tens of thousands of dollars on the latest couture stuff by just focusing on those core principles of simplicity, keeping you the focus as opposed to keeping the clothing the focus.
That was awesome. Thank you, Tanner. As you will see in a minute, I'm still a work in progress when it comes to my appearance.
Let's talk about habit number 3. One of the most powerful things to get me out of a hole is pushing myself out of the comfort zone.
Put yourself on a new adventure or in a new situation. It stimulates the body and mind. It helps you to focus on the present and breaking out of a funk. You don't have to leave your homeland and move to a different country like I did. Start small. That totally works just fine. Take a cold shower, go for a walk, or what the heck, go run in the rain. If you surf, paddle out into bigger surf. If you usually ride on a road bike, go ride a mountain bike down a trail. If you normally walk your dog, do it on a skateboard. If you're not sure what exactly you want to do to get out of your comfort zone, just say yes more often. Whether it's an invitation to do something from a friend or someone else, saying yes can lead to some unexpected and exciting experiences. Remember, it's good to be comfortable, but not all the time. Let me share with you the story of one of my heroes. Rüdi Böhm for me is the ultimate example of what it means to step out of your comfort zone. As a young athlete in his mid-20s, Rüdi lost both of his legs in a training accident. But rather than give up on his athletic dreams, he fought his way back to compete in extreme sports challenges. I recently had the chance to talk to Rüdi over Zoom, and he shared with me what it was like waking up in the hospital and realizing he had lost his legs.
Was there a point when you were in that hospital, you realized I lost both of my legs? What was there a trigger moment for you?
My mother once said a sentence that was really important for me. She said, Rüdi, your first 27 years, they are gone now. And during these 27 years, there were good days, there were bad days, there were nice situations, there were sorrow situations. But that's gone. Now something new is started. And believe me, also now, from now on, there will be good days and bad days and nice situations and sad situations. That's what life's about.
How do you suggest someone who is feeling unmotivated and unhappy can start taking small steps to push themselves out of their comfort zone?
This is for me the most important thing. Realize and find out what drives you. But there's a step in front of this step. It's a step that you for sure know what you really don't want anymore. So create a big piece of paper and just scratch it in the middle, and then on one hand side write all the things down that you really, really don't want to have anymore in your life. And then just like looking in the mirror, just take a look at the totally opposite of what you really don't want to have anymore. And if you take a look at these both sides, you sometimes realize, okay, it's not the total opposite, but anywhere on the other side, there is it where this feels, okay, this is too big, but this feels really cool.
That's a genius approach, because the polar opposite of something I really hate must be something I really love. That's genius.
In coaching, I so often talking to people after speeches. They are coming, oh, you're so fine, everything, the sun is shining out of your butt. They always say, it's unbelievable how happy you are without your legs. And I always answer, it's unbelievable how unhappy you are with your legs. And for me, the point is really, often people don't know what they really want, because they don't allow themselves to really take a look what's inside. And therefore, this step is a really cool step, because everybody knows what you don't want to have anymore.
Thank you so much, Rüdi. That was an awesome insight. Really cool.
Thanks for having me.
Habit number 4 to help me feel incredible is keeping things tidy.
It's not just about keeping things clean and organized, it's also a form of self-care. You know, sometimes I think we forget how important our environment is to our well-being. When things are cluttered and messy, it can be so frustrating, and it can definitely affect our mood. I can't tell you how much better I feel when my surroundings are tidy. But it's not just about the way it looks, it's also about appreciation. When we take care of our things and put them away neatly, it shows that we value them. At the same time, you show appreciation for those around you. But most importantly, you show appreciation for yourself. So what's my secret to keeping things tidy? Well, the first rule is don't start with your entire home. Start small. Focus on the places with the biggest impact, like kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. The second rule also is pretty simple. Never leave a room empty-handed. Before you go into another room, look around for things that belong there and take them with you. Going to the kitchen? Grab those empty glasses from the living room and put them in the sink. Always leave the room in better shape than it was before.
And finally, habit number 5, cleaning up my diet.
What we eat and drink has a major impact on how we feel. Eating healthy can literally be a life changer. One of the fastest ways to clean up your diet is to reduce the amount of sugar you eat. Sugar can have a major impact on our mental health because it triggers the same receptors in the brain as opiates. And just like opiates, excessive consumption can lead to tolerance and addiction. Over time, it can also lead to changes in brain chemistry, which can contribute to mood disorders such as depression and anxiety. To give you guys a perspective from a professional, I asked Francesca, a board-certified nutritional therapist in San Diego, to give us some tips on how to avoid sugar.
It's important to see where your sugar intake is coming from. You know, if you put a lot of sugar in your coffee, start cutting down the amount of sugar that you add to it until you drink black coffee. And we shouldn't forget about the number one culprit of high sugar intake in the American diet, which is soda. A can of Coke has about 60 grams of sugar, added sugar. So that's even more than a chocolate ice cream. Good ways to cut down on soda is seltzer water, sparkling water. You can flavor it with all sorts of fruit, mint, berries. My kids love to crush mint and berries together to make a little potion, and you flavor the water like that. Another big, culprit when it comes to sugar intake are those frappuccinos and mochachinos and all those drinks that we get at the coffee shops. They usually have the same calories as a meal. They're just sugar and coffee. So you get caffeinated, you get sugarized, you are on this crazy roller coaster. A lot of kids just eat that as a breakfast, and it's one of the worst things that you can do for your blood sugar, for your health. Smoothies. We look at those smoothie places, we go to Jamba Juice, we go to all of those fancy places, we get acai bowls, and we think that those are healthy. They are actually laden with sugars. They often use fruit juice as a sweetener instead of water or a milk that you would use at home, and they can have even more sugar than a soda and a frappuccino. So even those things that we do mindfully eat as a healthy alternative are not that good for us.
What would you suggest if I go to one of these places? Do they also have alternatives, or would you say, no, don't go at all?
Depending on the place, many of them now offer green juices, like cold pressed green juices, and all sorts of shots, immune shots, like ginger and garlic little shots. So those things are okay. The best way to stay away from added sugar is to cook at home from scratch, and not eat out and not eat processed foods.
By the way, for my next video, I will quit sugar for at least 1 week and report back what challenges I faced and how hard it was. It's going to be a good one. All right, so we've talked about some habits that help me feel incredible again. Early morning wins, taking care of my appearance, saying yes more often, keeping things tidy, and cleaning up my diet. Don't beat yourself up if you slip up. Progress, not perfection, is what truly leads to feeling incredible again. So, if you feel stuck and you don't know how to get back on track to winning, don't give up on yourself. Experiment and give these habits a try. Make them a part of your daily routine and make today the start of feeling incredible again. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Tschüss.